The Oculus Quest released in the middle of May, so it's almost been a full 3 months since its release. I don't know about you guys, but the summer went like that for me. If you have no idea what an Oculus Quest is, I suggest you go watch my first impressions video before you watch this one. I'll leave a link to that in a card up here. This video is going to go into detail about my experience with the Quest and why I believe that it completely changes the game for the future of virtual reality. The Quest is a bit of a marvel, an enigma even. You wouldn't expect a VR headset running a Snapdragon 835 and 4 gigs of RAM to run VR games very well at all, but that's exactly what it does. There's definitely some compromises that we'll get into a little later, but overall the experience is nothing short of excellent. For the most part, Quest games run smoothly without many hiccups. Some more demanding games like Creed or Rec Room do experience some frame drops from time to time, but nothing major. Most of the credit for this feat goes to the game developers themselves. When asked what the biggest performance challenge for optimizing Robo Recall was, technical director Matt Tonks said, "Being optimized for beefy GPUs, the original Robo Recall had a plethora of very expensive shaders throughout the game. We put a lot of time into tracking all of these down and replacing them with cheaper materials that approximated the same visual effect without all the complexity." The other thing is that the Quest runs at a lower frame rate than just about every other VR headset on the market, 72 Hz. That's a bit lower than the Rift S's 80 Hz and a whole lot lower than the Valve Index's 120 to 144 Hz. Unfortunately, that's just the price you pay for an untethered headset with no beefy PC running it. The difference is noticeable too. If it's your first headset, chances are you won't mind it all, but if you're coming from any other headset, the lower frame rate might bother you a little for a while. I own the original Rift before my Quest, and although I'd never switch back, I do miss the higher frame rates. I will draw one more comparison to the original Rift before I send it back to the abyss of tech products I'll never use or mention again. Comparing the display of the original Rift to the Quest is night and day. The original Rift used 2 OLED panels that had a resolution of 1080 by 1200 per eye. The Quest, on the other hand, packed many more pixels in there with a res of 1440 by 1600 per eye. This means the SDE or screen door effect that you find on every VR headset out there is greatly diminished compared to the original Rift. It's still there, but it's not as bad. If you want to know exactly what it looks like, I created a video for you explaining the screen door effect and what it looks like that you can watch by clicking on the link up here. Colors and contrasts are also very good on the Quest. They don't look washed out, and both games and movies alike look great. Alright, now let's talk about the elephant in the room. A lot of people say the Quest is uncomfortable, and there is some truth to that. Given that the Quest has so much hardware densely packed into the front of the headset, it is front heavy, and there's no denying that. After 2+ hour sessions, you do feel pretty fatigued, even if you're just sitting and watching a movie. In short bursts, the comfort is tolerable. I can stay immersed within the games that I'm playing for at least an hour before the weight and tightness of the Quest on my face starts bugging me. Luckily, there are a plethora of mods that you can do fairly easily to make the Quest more comfortable. The most popular is the Deluxe Audio Strap mod, where people replace the rear half of the headset with the Vive DAS strap, giving you much better comfort and better audio. Speaking of audio, that's the other elephant in the room, although this one's more like a baby elephant in comparison to the comfort problem. The audio is not great. I think it's interesting what Oculus was trying to do with the audio, it just didn't work out all that well. It works by firing audio past your ears through the strap instead of the on-ear style that most other headsets have. It is fairly immersive, and I like that your friends can hear your game audio if you're playing with a group of people watching, but the audio itself just sounds a little subpar. It sounds tinny and it has very little low end, so games like Beat Saber make you feel like something's missing. The good thing is that Oculus included 2 3.5mm jacks on each side of the headset if you wanted to use your audio solution, and for most games, I recommend that you do. The only thing to be aware of with regards to that is that you want a set of headphones that are light and that have a removable cable. Generally speaking, most headphones have cables that are just too long and they get in the way of using the headset, so you'll want to swap the headphones 3.5mm audio cable out with one that's only about a foot long so that it doesn't get in your way. Tracking on the Oculus Quest has actually improved since its release. In my first impressions video, I gave the Quest a 7 or an 8 in the tracking category, as every now and again you could lose tracking or you'd be moving too fast for your cameras to detect the controller's motion properly. When Oculus released an update for the Quest a few weeks ago, tracking was one of the things that they improved greatly. Dropouts happen much more infrequently, and the Quest is able to track the controllers during quick motions much more accurately. As soon as my Quest got the new update, I noticed it immediately in Beat Saber. I was playing a song on Expert that I never once managed to get a full combo on, but the first time I played that song after the Quest got updated, I got a full combo. Hardly a scientific test, but I'm telling you right now, the difference was very noticeable. My rating has officially gone up to at least an 8.5, only slightly behind the outside-in tracking systems like the Vive uses. Battery life has been fairly consistent with the headset, averaging about 2 to 2.5 hours of playtime total before having to recharge. That doesn't bug me all that much, to be honest. I usually only use the Quest for a maximum of a couple hours at a time, so I just plug it in after every use. What does bug me is how frequently the controllers die. I think it might have something to do with playing so much Beat Saber with a lot of controller vibration, but I find myself having to swap out the rechargeable AA batteries I put in the controller after every 4 or 5 uses, which is a little annoying. The controllers themselves are great though. If I had to nitpick, I'd say that I would have preferred a more stronger vibration motor, as it's easy to miss in some games, but then again, given how fast the controllers die, maybe that's not such a great idea after all. Since my first look at the Quest, the game library has improved massively. Games like Gun Club VR, Racket NX, and Sariento are all great and add a whole lot of replayability to the Quest. Beyond the official library though, there's also a huge community centered around sideloading unofficial apps to the Quest and modding some of the official titles. With an app like SideQuest, you can easily load almost any song you can think of to Beat Saber, for example. There's a ton of great games that you can sideload, like Pavlov VR and T for God, and there's also things like ALVR, a free open source app that allows you to run Steam VR games to your computer and stream it to the Quest. If you have a decent internet connection, this works shockingly well, allowing you to play games like Project Cars 2 in VR with minimal lag. Given how massive the Steam VR library is now, that adds a whole lot of games to your Quest arsenal, if you can get it running well. I think the Quest is honestly the future of VR. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If VR has a shot at going mainstream, the Quest is going to be that pioneer for taking the next step forward. There's a reason that Amazon still frequently sells out of the Quest. It's a damn good system. The freedom and immersion that a tetherless VR headset provides is second to none, and given the fact that you don't need a powerhouse PC to run it, makes the barrier to entry for VR a lot lower. In a recent meeting with shareholders, the Zuck himself came out and said that they're selling Quest as fast as they can make them. And here's the most important line. He says there's going to be even more innovation over the next few years, and we now have the platform that we're going to build on going forward. This heavily implies that Oculus is going to be working on new, completely wireless versions of VR headsets like the Quest in the future. It might disappoint VR purists who want the best graphics and the highest frame rates, but if Oculus can put stronger, faster hardware into the next versions of the Quest, I think most people will be very happy with the direction that they're going in. So, final recommendation time. Do I think the Oculus Quest is a worthwhile buy? Absolutely. If you're new to VR, it's a great headset to get started with, and even if you aren't, the freedom of tetherless VR has something to offer even the most avid of virtual reality enthusiasts. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to support my channel in the future, and as always, have a great day.